Alright, y'all know the saying, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Well, that statement is statistically false. It should be, guns don't kill people, liberal Democrats do. I was reading an article yesterday. It was going by like what areas vote for who and this and that. And if you live in an area that votes Democratic, like most cities have between a 91 and 97% Democrat vote. And in these places, you have a 19.9 out of 100,000 chance of being murdered by a Democrat with a gun. Now, in Republican voting zones, you have a 2.1 out of 100,000 chance in being murdered by a person with a gun. And in most of them cases, it's a deranged Democrat that gets their hand on a gun. So I'm sure it's even less than 2.1%. But, yeah, I was reading the article, and then I was thinking, well, let me look at what all the information is on all the recent mass shooters, because, yo, I am so sick of this fucking gun control bullshit. Like, it's absolutely disgusting. You would think these fucking liberal fuckwads would take a break in dancing on the graves of these kids in Newtown, Connecticut, but they haven't. They're still doing the fucking two-step all over their graves. But, yeah, all the recent mass shooters. Nidal Hasan, the Fort Hood terrorist, registered Democrat and a Muslim. Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, the Columbine shooters, they were too young to vote, but both families were registered Democrats and liberals. Seung-Hui Cho, the shooter at Virginia Tech, he wrote hate mail to President Bush and to all of his staff members, registered Democrat. James Holmes, the guy from the Colorado movie theater, registered Democrat, worked for the Obama campaign, participated in Occupy Wall Street, and is progressive liberal. Now, mind you, as soon as this happened, CNN and MSNBC came out saying, the shooter is a Tea Party patriot terrorist, and if you're in the Tea Party, you're a terrorist, and blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, they get it wrong. And do they correct themselves ever? No. Lee Loughner, that's another one that they said was a Tea Party terrorist. He's the one that shot Gabby Gifford. They found out he was a registered Democrat, and he probably would have killed her and many other people. But I'm not sure if it was her security guard or just a bystander that had a concealed carry license that stopped him. Adam Lanza, the kid from Newtown, registered Democrat and hated Christians. And the most recent, Christopher Dorner, I think he killed like 4 cops. Registered Democrat, and in his manifesto he supports gun control, he hates the NRA, and he loves Obama. So right there, every single mass shooter I'm pretty sure the only mass killer in recent U.S. history was Timothy McVeigh. I'm pretty sure that's the only one. And him, like Dorner, had a reason for what he was doing. You know, he got fucked. But yeah, the common thread is that all the shooters are progressive liberal Democrats. And I'm so sick and tired of the term liberal Democrat. There is no such thing as a liberal Democrat anymore. If you think you're a liberal, that means you're a socialist. You believe that rich people should have to pay for everything. If there wasn't rich people in our country, we would have 0 jobs. No job at all. No one would have a damn thing. You need rich, smart people to start businesses and to hire people. That's why we're losing jobs, because the government wants to tax them to death. And they're taking their business and going to places like India and China. That's another thing I hate. Everybody's like, oh, Microsoft's an American company. That's bullshit. All of their shit is built in fucking China because they don't have to pay all the corporate taxes and all that bullshit. Everything they build has a made in China stamp on it. Could you imagine if we had a decent corporation tax? All them jobs would be here instead of people jumping off of fucking buildings in China killing themselves because they're working them to death. But yeah, that's what liberal Democrats are now. They're socialists. They want everybody to give up half their money they're working for to give it to them because they're too fucking lazy and they've been turned into welfare whores. And it's ridiculous. And everything going on in Maryland now with this Martin O'Malley's gun control plan, which he should be charged with sedition, but this is what I don't understand. They know trying to ban guns doesn't work, so there's obviously another reason why they want to take the guns away. I mean, just look at Chicago. You can barely get a gun anywhere in the state, yet last year they had 500 murders. Last year in Baltimore, 217 murders. But Baltimore is like 650,000 people. Well, that's how many voted last year. In Chicago, there was 2.7 million that voted. So just imagine if Baltimore was bigger and had as many people in it as Chicago has. Shit, we would have had like 900 murders last year in Baltimore. And the main reason why is because people in Baltimore, if they're not a criminal, it's almost impossible for them to get a gun. So they're basically at the mercy of rapists, murderers, and drug dealers. They just terrorize them. They've already tried banning the guns. You gotta give the good people guns to try and protect themselves. Like, look at all the interviews they do with criminals. They say they hate it when they like being in states where the citizens can't be armed because they don't have to worry about them fighting back. And that's what Maryland's turning into, and it's fucking sad. But yeah, alright. I'm out. Peace.